Next, in the Other section, I will guide you through the Image Search node. This node is used to click on an image that you provide to the app. First, everyone will install a screenshot capture extension to be able to capture images. After having the extension, you will choose the option to set up this extension. Here, you will go to the Shape Format section and select Shape to Clipboard and check the Data URL string box. And I will pin this screenshot capture here for easy use. Returning to the Genlogin app, this input line will allow you to attach the result after cutting the image. You can manually attach it or choose the result of a variable previously with the X mark on the right side here. Next, I will try to select any image on this website. The image can be the title image or a button image of a website, as long as it is displayed on the website. Suppose here I will use the screenshot capture extension to cut an image. For example, this line of text. I select the extension, I cut the image. After successfully saving, I will attach it to the input section. In this threshold line, the lower you set it, the more accurately it will catch the image you want to select. Next, if the image I attach has color, I will check the RGB button. The remaining information can be left default. On the right side will be the image preview section to preview the image. Then I close it and run it. There, after successfully running, the browser will run to that image and click on it. Another node is the screenshot, which simply captures the screen and outputs a file on your device when run to this point. You just need to name the image file and choose the file storage for the image. Both of these can have variable values assigned to them. Next, I will guide you through two nodes, Switch Frame and Switch Page. These are also two nodes used a lot in your automation process. So when do I use this Switch Frame node? I will describe a real situation for you. Now I will use a new tab. I open a tab. The tab is Twitter. I go to twitter.com. After opening, I want to log in and click the login button with Google, right? Normally, people will use Element Helper, find XPath, use the click button and click. Now I will try. I find the full XPath of it. Then I go to Gen. I find the click node to click. I choose the selector, XPath I paste here. Now I will check if it runs successfully. There, it runs with a timeout of 10 seconds and it will report an error that the selector is not found. So what is the reason? Now I will go back to the web and inspect to see what's strange. After opening, I use this arrow button to find the Google Login button. Here is the div tag of this Google Login button. Look up a little. There is an iframe src. It is that iframe covering the entire Google Login button. So to click on the Google Login button, I have to bypass this iframe to go inside. I can click on the Google Login button. At this time, I will use the Switch Frame node. How does it work? When I open it, there will be two parts of the frame, the subframe and the main frame. Since I now want to go inside, I will click the subframe button. Then for this iframe, I will copy the full XPath of it for Genlogin to recognize. And it will bypass this iframe and then close it. Next, I set up the click button as usual. So I still take the full XPath of the Google Setup button. I fill it here as this time, I have found it. Now I close it and run a trial. Remember, this will be to sleep for 1 second. After switching, it can only click. After I switch frame and switch page. run a trial of the switch frame button. So it successfully bypasses and clicks successfully, and it displays a new window, the login window. Now this window will no longer be the same as the window I am interacting with. So how can I interact, click or type text in this window? The next node is the switch page node. Now I will choose the page to switch to this new window. And the main page is for you to go back to the main window to continue interacting. This small window will be the page. You choose the page. Then you will copy the URL of the new page that pops up. Suppose it is account.google.com. You only need to copy to .com. The latter part is not necessary. It will automatically recognize. Then close it and run. Then it will switch to this small window for interaction. However, here you can no longer use the element helper, so you cannot click. Find the place selector to click, or type text as usual. You will go back to the basics of inspecting, or F12. Then you find and copy the full X path of it. Here I find the box, write email, copy the full X path. And I will set up one more click button. I let it click on the line of text to enter the email. I switch page so it runs to the new page. Remember, it's still a 1-second sleep. Next, I will let it type text. I will type a character into the box. Still, the full X path and the character I will type is general continue running. There, it will automatically switch to this window. Then click, then it types the word general and it was successful. Suppose now I have typed text and completed all login steps on this new window, but the new window does not automatically close for me. What should I do? Very simple. You have a node, the close tab node, right? After doing everything and I want to close it but it doesn't automatically close, then I will choose close tab. After running and adding another word gen, it closes again. This switch extension pop-up is also similar to the two above. Just now a new tab was opened. Now it will be different as it will be a pop-up of some extension. You will choose this pop-up for it to jump to a web for you to operate. This click trigger button, it will be the button to press to display that pop-up. I will describe it for you with an image. Here, suppose a website gives you these two buttons. When you see the Login with MetaMask button, you will press it to display the MetaMask extension pop-up. I will find the click path of that button and paste it into the selector line here. It will open the MetaMask pop-up for you. Another node related to the extension is the trigger extension. This simply opens an existing extension on your browser. Go to the extension section in Genlogin for me. Here, our extensions all have the copy ID word. I will copy it there and you will go back to the app part, paste this ID into the trigger extension section to be able to open that extension during your automation process. In this trigger part, I paste the ID here and close it. Now after running to this node, the extension with the ID I just pasted will be opened in your browser. Now I will run a trial of this. This is the pop-up part of the extension I just activated. This is this copy editor. It's just an example. This button only has a few sets like that. Next, I will introduce you to the if node. This is the node I will use to set conditions. What are the conditions? I will open it up here. In this if node, there are two sides, a left side and a right side. Left side, you can set it as a variable or a number. Now I set it here as a variable, my order number variable. I have set it in a variable before. That is the left side. This is the operator. It's less than, greater than, equal, different. I will choose less than. On the right side, now I set it here as number 5. Then I will describe this if function again. If this order number is less than number 5, then this if function will be recognized as true and it runs out on the green wire. If it is not less than 5, it will be recognized as a fail and go out on the red wire. Now here I will give 2 green wires out and a red wire. These 2 sleep nodes. This variable has set the operator as 1. Now I will set it as 4. 4 is less than 5, right? Then I will run this node to see how it identifies it. It identifies as 4, less than 5. And my comparison is successful, and it will run out on the green wire. Successful is to sleep on the green side. Now I set it as 6. 6 is no longer greater than 5. This operation is wrong, and it will go out on the red wire. It will fail with the red wire. It will be 2 streams, green and red. Next will be a very nice node. That is loop. It will help you repeat the automation process. Suppose here I will set up to repeat this scroll node. Now I will open a tab to illustrate it easily. Now I will open this tab. Open it up and connect it to this loop. After opening, it will go into the loop. And I will let the node scroll down to the y-coordinate position of 500. I will connect both ends of the scroll node with the 2 yellow wires. The output and input of this scroll node, I will attach it to the loop. I will sleep for 1 second for it to pause for easier observation. Here there will be 2 types of loop, loop for and loop while. Then for means for value. I will write the start value and the end value in it. Suppose I need to loop 3 times. I will set for the start value as 1 and the end value to 3. I will use tabs to open and connect it to the loop. After opening, it goes into this loop. Then scroll the first time. Scroll the second time. I set sleep for 1 day. Scroll the third time. After it runs 1, 2, 3 corresponding to 3 order numbers. It will stop. It will display as successful. And loop exited will go out on this green wire. Next is the while loop. It is also similar to the if node. I have explained. It will have 2 sides to compare with each other. Suppose there is one variable is the order number variable. I want to run the scroll node with order numbers 1, 2, 3. I will choose the order number variable. Then, I choose my operator. The operator here I will choose as less than. I will set the value as 4. The number itself is 1, 2, 3 will be less than 4. I will describe it again here. While this order number is less than 4, it will proceed with the loop, including this scroll action. Now run it. I will set this order number as 1. This order number equals 1. Then it can run 1, 2, 3. And to have the value 1, 2, 3. It is not fixed at the value 1 as I declared. Previously I instructed to use the set variable to reset the value for the variable. Meaning when passing the scroll node, it will add 1 unit to the order number variable for me. I will connect the output of the set variable to the node so it adds up and returns to reevaluate the condition. Now I will proceed with a trial run. I open a new tab. It scrolls once. My order number is still 1. After scrolling for the first time, it reevaluates the order number. Do you see the order number is 2? It will add 1 to the order number variable. Now the order number is 3, and 3 is still less than 4. It still meets the conditions and continues to run. Now after running 3 times, meaning adding 3 units to the order number is now 4, and I set the condition for the while loop while less than 4. Now it will no longer meet the condition, and after checking, it will go out of this loop right away. It has performed the condition I set for it. Next, I will talk about 2 nodes loop v2 and node break. These 2 nodes will be similar to the round loop node that you are familiar with in version 2 and below. These 2 nodes will perform a series of actions, starting from this loop v2 node. Here there will be a loop ID line to use for the break node later. Similar to the round loop before. You can choose loop for a while. Here I will let it run from value 1 to value 3. I will set it as 3. And before closing, I will copy this loop ID. Next, you will place a series of nodes according to your automation needs. Here I will open a new tab and scroll, then it will end with the break node here. After opening the break button, I will paste the loop ID just now here to recognize the starting point and return after performing. Now I close it and run a trial for you to see. After opening and scrolling 3 times, it has completed the loop from 1 to 3 that I set. Here is the stop loop box. If you tick this O, then no matter at V2 you set the value as how much, then this loop will end when it runs to break. Suppose like here I will set the value as 1000, meaning it runs 1000 times and I have turned on the node stop at the break already. Then I will run a trial for you to see. It runs into the scroll, and after running once, it will break successfully. It stops and it has run to the stop node. Next is the emulate function. Now it allows you to emulate the phone interface on the browser. Here you can choose the interface of the appropriate phone line from iPhone or Android, very diverse here. I will choose iPhone 12 Pro Max. After running this node, the interface of my Titan browser will be an iPhone with the size of the phone line I have chosen. Here you can see here, this is the size of the iPhone 12 Pro Max phone.